Okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. Hey, welcome to Denim. I've been wanting to do this episode. I've got a triple pleat blouse, and if you have something with sewn on buttons, well, they're gonna pop off. So you're gonna need to be able to sew them on. They're not hard, and so I want to show you that they're not hard. And Wrangler guy, he was putting. I watched his video, and he did it really fast, and I thought it was cool. I got this desk view, so I want to take advantage of desk view in doing that, so I can show you up here like this. First, get your needle. I got a particularly big needle, and get your thread. He uses a nylon, some kind of synthetic, and for something with sewn on buttons, you should be using something that's linen. I have unbleached cotton. Kind of excited to use it. I do have linen, it's thicker and white, and I was using it on the heavyweight denim, but this triple pleat blouse is only 9 ounce. It is a great summertime thing. I just sold it. It's a men's medium, but it is amazing for boys and girls. Just fantastic. Yeah, there's a thing to put the needle through. I don't have it. It's supposed to be in my duck that my mom made. That's for sewing. So there's a phrase. So what? You say that to people, you go, so what? Hey man, rhubarb pie is awesome. Yeah, so what? Well, I'm just saying, it's a good thing. You should try some rhubarb pie. It's delicious. And then you say, so what? And it's kind of like, wow, that was mean. And some people on the say, so? It's like, okay. And then there's a quote. People say, so what? You reply, so buttons. The homophone being S-O as conjunctive, and then the verb S-E-W, to sew clothing, to sew the buttons, sew buttons. Then if you're, from the 90s or something, you might remember So Raven. That's So Raven. I was a little old for that. It did work on a Cheetah Girls movie. I wrote fun fact questions. What you gonna do? Then in the 90s, there also was this movie, Steven Dorff. Try not to get rid of what if you got anything there. Try to definitely leave it. I was about to pull that off and clean it. But you want to actually have where the mark is. LBC line, really bad at whenever they have sewn-on buttons for shirts or the sewn-on buttons for historical garments. They do a really terrible job. So I would definitely recommend going over them. I had a shirt from my wife, and I took that to the tailor and just said, can you re-sew these in a strong way? And they did. But for these denim sewn-on items, a lot easier than you might be thinking. So I would try yourself. Rip and tie. So I get, you're going to have to make some kind of part. You're going to cut this end off later. You just need to make something that doesn't slide through. So some kind of knot that doesn't go all the way through but it still kind of can if you pull it hard. Now these buttons, they will fall off pretty easily. Just keep this one on there. Make yourself your little knot and just keep it in there. You go through, and it stops it. Great stuff. All right. oops. So for most buttons, you actually need to have something like a gasket or a washer or some kind of way of spacing it. For these denim ones, no, it's a lot easier. You can get it right up to that point. You don't have to go around it now. It works a lot easier. All right, so I got that on, and I'm just gonna zigzag with it. So you have your 4 holes. I go to the other side, and then try to get back into this exact part where you had it. So you're not piercing in and out the same kind of place for the most part. And then it's just a matter of going back and forth and doing that a couple more times. Just have that one out of the way. So back in the 90s, there was another sew something. SFW, Stephen Dorff. Great trailer. One of those movies that you watch the trailer and you're like, wow, this is going to be epic. And then you watch the movie and you're just like, did anyone read this script? Did anyone finish watching this movie? Or did they just like give up halfway and go, that's good enough? Very in the motif of slackers. So now I do that cross and try to get into the same place. Coming through on the other side. I was off a little bit, not terrible. Goes to a couple slackers, 2 guys and a girl, 2 girls and a guy, 2 guys and a girl go to a gas station, convenience store. And then the convenience store is getting robbed by terrorists who just have way too much time on their hands. And they're basically just other slacker terrorists. They have no real political agenda or something like that. They're just other 90s weirdos that, too obsessed with Clerks or something. They keep them in the convenience store for 2 weeks and make them watch Brady Brunch or Partridge Family ad nauseum and eating nothing but like microwave burritos and chips. Kind of crazy. But then they get out. One of them fights his way out. Stephen Dorff becomes like a hero. Then he's like coping with the stuff because I think his friend dies. And yeah, I mean, it had a great trailer. It just didn't deliver. So that's only going once. I want to go back and forth through this one at least 2 times. And now I've gotten through every side. Oops, no. I need to go back over once. I would always like to see if those 2 things cross. Like Gertrude Stein and Stephen Dorff's So Fucking What? FSFW movie. And they could do like a collaboration. But Gertrude Stein never said sew buttons. I just had a teacher in high school that said that she did. And then I tried to look it up. And what did she say that in? And no, she didn't. But you're like, well, Gertrude Stein, Levi's, what does that have to do with each other? Oh, a lot. A lot, actually. Gertrude Stein was a well-to-do writer in San Francisco in the early 20th century. She would have been aware of Levi's. And, she, being a kind of butch lesbian, the American female Oscar Wilde kind of equivalent, she might have owned a pair. Or maybe she owned the first pair of Freedom Malls. We don't know. Her writing is actually somewhat enjoyable. I would teach that to some students, but you have to be careful with the language. She has one short story about, she uses color very, very vividly until she uses the N-word. And then you're like, oh man, I can't teach this in some classes. I can't teach this at all. Can we edit that out? No, you got to preserve the literature. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, it's rough teaching kids. At college, you get a little more leeway. So I am going to go through one more time, but I'm not going to go all the way through. I'm going to go through the hole. Oops. You see what I'm doing? And then I'm going to go around it. Do twice, 3 times, and that should be good. And now I will finish up by going back underneath that and in through the other side. I'm always embarrassed with my fingers. I'm definitely not a hand model. Bite my fingernails. Tried everything to stop it. Sucking my thumb, cigarettes. I was just naming things throughout my life. Not that that was what I tried in the past few weeks or something. But I tried the nail polish to put it on there, and you just grow a liking for it. Or not a liking, but a tolerance of that. All right, so I think I want to go through just another time at least. And just get into any hole. Don't stab yourself. And I really took my time on this one. Should not have been 10 minutes, but that is the episode. All right, let's do, then you have to tie it here before cutting it off. So on this one, now everyone would have learned to do this when they were young. If you went to the army in the 20th century, you learned how to do this. So, and down. Terrible stuff, man. Oh, and they're pretty strong, actually.